This is the sort of before, right? And this is the after. This is the before, and this is the after, okay? Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and today I'm trying to rescue a pot of borscht. So borscht is a kind of beet soup with meat in it. That's the simplest way of explaining it. There's probably 1,000 different ways to prepare it. No matter which way you prepare it, if you share the recipe with people, they'll say you got it wrong. So I've got a video on how to make it. I think these are interesting sorts of foods to make because they make use of inexpensive cuts of meat. If you're keeping an eye on things, recently the price of meat is going through the roof. Price of everything is going through the roof, but especially price of meat, and I don't expect that to change. So it's useful to know how to make really tasty food using the more inexpensive cuts, and that usually means slow cooking for a long time, simmering, soups, stews, all kinds of different things like that. So borscht is one of those sorts of things, very traditional dish from, let's say, Eastern Europe. So I've made this borscht. I'm not going to explain how I did it because I have a video on that, but the problem is that it's not come out as purple. I mean, eating is as much a visual experience as it is a taste experience. So usually when you serve up borscht to people, they want it to be this deep, rich color of purple. And what I've got here, you can sort of see by looking at this, is a sort of, it looks like tomato soup, maybe even watered down tomato soup. Kind of an orange, purple, watered down sort of look. And I mean, this soup had about 9 good-sized beets in it. But I mean, there's a number of things that can go wrong with your chemistry when you're making borscht that washes out that color. Adding things that sort of maybe absorb some of that color. I added potatoes and parsnips to this. That could have changed things a little bit. Parsnips is not a traditional ingredient for borscht, but I had one, so I just threw it in. But for me, what I've noticed, the main thing is that if you overcook or overboil, once you've added the beets to the soup, if you let it boil too long, it seems like the color goes away. I don't know where it goes, but it seems to go away. So there's that. Also, not shredding the beets can also have that effect. I find when you shred the beets up, you tend to get a better color. And there's all kinds of different arguments for what to do. Anyway, the point is that if you're in the situation I'm in right now, and dinner's maybe 15 minutes away, and your borscht just doesn't look borscht-y enough, you can rescue the borscht. Okay, so I got a beet here just out of my garden and out of cold storage. Okay, a good size one, maybe the size of a fist. And I'm just going to remove all the sort of, gnarly. I'm basically going to peel this just using a paring knife. You can use a, apple peeler or potato peeler or whatever method you like. I kind of like using a paring knife. Might be one of the more inefficient ways to peel, but if you're just doing a one-off, it is a really good way to sort of just develop, maintain, improve your knife skills. Just if you do a lot of cooking, your ability to just do things with your hands and a knife, and your speed, and do all that without cutting yourself, right? It's a really good skill to develop. A lot of things that people are overwhelmed with in the kitchen aren't so overwhelming if you've got the knife skills. All right, so I've peeled that beet. That didn't take long, okay? Now, all I'm going to do, basically I'm going to re-borscht the borscht, okay? So I'm going to take this beet. Also, some beets have more color in them than others, so that's another factor, right? I'm just going to shred this up. I suppose I could shred it. Let's do it that way, just so it's a little bit more efficient. I'm not sure if that's easier or hard. If I'm adding if I'm complicating things or making them easier here. But just going to shred her up on the old knuckle buster. I honestly don't know why people got away from using these things. Sure, you can use, if you've got arthritis and stuff like that, that's one thing. But if you're a perfectly healthy person, I don't see the point, as I am. I don't see the point in firing up a food processor to shred one beet. It's just not that difficult to do, right? Especially in an age where we're all worried about being out of shape, and we're all exercising and doing yoga and all this sort of stuff. You know, just this is a little bit of exercise anyway. Why not get a little exercise in the kitchen, right? And again, you're developing those, you know, you're developing your most important tool, your hands, right? Your ability to use your hands to make things is just, you know, the more able you are to do that, in the same way that a musician just looks like a wizard when they play a musical instrument using their hands, right? You watch a skilled guitarist or someone playing a clarinet or something like that. And it almost looks like magic, right? And that's because they've developed their most amazing tools. I guess using your mouth too, right? But they developed their ability to do stuff with their hands, right? Okay, so now I left this in the bowl so we could do a comparison. All right, so what I'm going to do is just stir this around a little bit. I'm going to put it on the stove and boil it for about 5 minutes, all right? All right, so we're back, and I did all this with the camera off. So I did a comparison. So what I did was, this is the sort of before, right? And this is the after, okay? And I was comparing the two bowls, and then I decided it would be more obvious a contrast if I put them on one white plate. All right, so this is the before, and this is the after, okay? So that's how you rescue a borscht, to get it sort of more beety looking, more purple looking. And also, you know, just for, you know, your own reference, especially if you grew the beets yourself. I mean, if you bought them, you got what you got. But if you're growing them, take note of, you know, some beets just have more of that purple in them than others, right? The beets I used for this borscht, ones I grew, they're just not, I grow two different varieties. These are called first crop, I think. They grow really fast, but they're not particularly dark purple. I grow another type called Taunus, which is like a long cylindrical type one. They're very purple, and they're really good for like adding color to a borscht. Also really nice and easy to peel. But these ones grow super fast. Anyway, I think I've made my point. If you want to rescue your borscht, just shred up another beet and stick it in and bring it to a boil, and then just simmer it for another 5-10 minutes. And however long it takes to cook that up. I mean, let's do a little taste test here just to see, make sure they're not hard anymore. Man. I could add 10 more beets to that. You just can't get enough beets into a borscht. The more you add, the sweeter it gets. And that's quite good. Anyway, easy way to rescue a borscht. Shred up another beet, throw it in there. Just wait another 5-10 minutes, and you know, you've got your color, and everybody will be happy, and they won't be put off by the hue being slightly not purpley enough. Hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden, and have fun in your kitchen. Thanks for watching.